So here's a question now, and another one when it comes down to labels. How do we make sense of all the numbers on a label, the percentages, percentage of daily value? Should we look for in the good things like vitamins and the not so good things like sodium and sugar? So I throw this to you. Here again is the label, and we're back up to that DV. Why is that important, and what should we look for there?
Right, so especially because of time, we can't go through each line and talk about all the milligrams and grams and micrograms of the nutrients we see on the label. That's where the percent DV comes in. Percent DV stands for percent daily value. So it's basically a very simple way to look at your nutrient column and look at that percentage, and you can make a quick decision on, is this a high amount or low amount? So this will require you to remember two numbers, and that's 5 and 20. So if the percent for any of these nutrients, on whether we're talking the old label, new label, it's the same. If the percent is around 5%, we can consider it low. If it's around 20%, we can consider it high. Now you can already imagine that this is a good thing for you want a high percent for like your vitamins, we
Sure.
talked about vitamin D, but on the flip side, nutrients like saturated fat, which are identified on the nutrition facts label, that one we want to keep to a low. So you actually want to keep it more around the 5%. So again, if you're looking at the grams, you can get lost in the numbers very easily, whether it's grams or milligrams. So just look at the percentage, the percent daily value. If it's around 5%, it's considered low. And that could be a good thing, especially when we're talking about nutrients to limit. On the flip side, if it's around 20%, we can consider it high. And that's a good thing for items that we want a little more of, like vitamin D and calcium. But if it's 20% on a nutrient we don't want as much as, that's where you need to make your best informed choices and maybe, start label reading and comparing to other products.